In previous session, we have seen that Europeans tried to discover new sea route to India. Many brave people tried to discover sea route to India, and Vasco da Gama, who was a Portugal citizen, discovered new sea route to India. And then after, with the inspiring success of this Portuguese, Britishers, Dutch from Holland and Denmark from Danish came to India, and lastly French came to India for the trading purpose. But Portuguese not survive against the Britishers. Portuguese not survive against Britishers, and lastly French. Within a span of 150 years, French and British become the major powerful East India Company, and they fought four Carnatic War. All of them was lost by the French, and they had to accept treaty with the Britishers. Whenever the three Carnatic War had been finished, then French had left with some Mahe, Yanam, Karaikal, Pondicherry with small territories, and Portuguese had left with Diu, Daman and Goa. Then after we have seen a Battle of Plassey, in which Nawab of Bengal, Siraj-ud-Dowla lost the battle, and then after Battle of Buxar, which took place on 23rd October 1764, and they also lost by Mir Qasim, Awadh Nawab Shuja-ud-Dowla and Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II. From that portion we had to going further expansion of company rule. Okay. In 1773, British government passed one regulating act in England, which is most important because in this act, Governor General of Bengal became more powerful, and it designated as a Governor General of India. Governor of Bengal became the Governor General of India, and Madras and Bombay Governor put direct under control of Governor General of India. All the political and trade activities brought under direct control of Governor General of India. And who was the first Governor General of India? Then the answer is Warren Hastings. Warren Hastings became the first Governor General of India. Okay. In this tenure, Warren Hastings' tenure, first Maratha War and second Mysore War with Hyder Ali was fought. Okay. Total 4 Mysore War fought between Britisher and Hyder Ali, in which first two Mysore War was fought between East India Company and Hyder Ali, and last two war fought between Tipu Sultan, who was son of Hyder Ali, and versus East India Company. First two battle, Hyder Ali versus East India Company. Third and fourth, Tipu Sultan, who was son of Hyder Ali, versus East India Company. In first war, that was a victory for Hyder Ali. In second, there is no result. Third and fourth, badly lost by Tipu Sultan. Okay, we will see further next in. Okay, so first Maratha War and second Mysore War was fought during Warren Hastings' tenure. Okay, this was created problem for Warren Hastings because he had to face simultaneously both of the war. Okay, this is the Warren Hastings, which was the first Governor General of India. Second is Lord Cornwallis. After the Warren Hastings, Lord Cornwallis became the Governor General of India. During his tenure, third Mysore War with Tipu Sultan, who was famously known as Tiger of Mysore. Okay, third Mysore War with Tipu Sultan was fought between Cornwallis tenure. Okay, to defeat the Tipu Sultan, company had to join hand with Nizam and Maratha. To defeat Tipu Sultan, company had to join hand with Nizam and Maratha. With the help of these two, Tipu Sultan couldn't survive and he lost the war. He lost the war and he had to accept and forced to some treaty. Okay, and also he had to pay 300 lakh rupees fine. Okay, he had to pay 300 lakh rupees fine. Okay, after Cornwallis, Sir John Shore became the Governor General of India. Due to some rigid policy of him, East India Company's fame declined. Okay, and Maratha become more stronger. Sir John Shore, during his tenure, because some rigid policy adopted by him, so East India Company's fame had been declined and Maratha become stronger. To regain East India Company's supremacy, then after Wellesley became the 4th Governor General of India. During his tenure, he established once again company supremacy in India and he introduced one subsidiary alliance system. What is subsidiary alliance system? In this system, at that time there were two, one is state and second one is a princely state. Okay, what is subsidiary alliance system? First, state and princely state had to give an army which is trained by the East India Company, and those state and princely state accept this system. He had to pay in return some amount of revenue and equal amount of provinces. Once again I repeat, army trained by the British East India Company provided to the state. These army protect the state from internal and external attack. In return, state had to pay some amount of revenue and equal amount of provinces which generated the same amount. Third, without company's permission, without East India Company's permission, state couldn't sign treaty or war. Okay. Fourth, there will be one English representative in the states. There will be one English representative in the state, and no one could be employed without the permission of the state. This is the provision of subsidiary alliance system which is introduced by the Governor General Wellesley. Okay, which state was annexed under this subsidiary alliance system? The answer is Mysore, Nizam. Third one is Awadh, Gayakwad, Sindhia and Holkar. Okay, some historians say that this subsidiary alliance system is proved like a sweet poison. Okay, after this subsidiary alliance system, Governor General Wellesley asked Tipu Sultan to accept this subsidiary alliance system, but Tipu Sultan refused it. Due to this refusal, so Governor General Wellesley tried to convey war with the Tipu Sultan with the help of Nizam. Okay, so Nizam and East India Company combinedly attacked on Tipu Sultan, and Tipu lost the war in 4th Mysore War and also lost his life. Okay, so Tipu Sultan and Governor General Wellesley. Most important question is who introduced subsidiary alliance system? Then the answer is Governor General Lord Wellesley. Okay, then after Warren Hastings became the Governor General of India, who became a 5th Governor General. During his tenure, he made a war with Nepal and Gurkhas to join an army in East India Company. Once again, he fought a war with Nepal and made a Gurkhas to join East India Company's army. And secondly, he battled with Pindaras and once again established supremacy of East India Company. Okay, so you notice that all the Governor General was done very good work but except only one Sir John Shore. Okay. After Hastings, Lord William Bentinck became the Governor General of India. He was famously known as a Liberal Governor General of India. Why he called as a Liberal Governor General of India? Because he adopted or accepted some liberal policy towards India. So Indian people also can improve his life, social, economical and political life. Okay. Lord William Bentinck, most important because through India's perspective. Okay. Next one is Lord Dalhousie. Okay. Dalhousie is a fierce imperialist. What does it mean, imperialist? What is the definition of imperialist? So one who expand his state or country through colonization or military war. Okay. Once again, Dalhousie was known as fierce imperialist. What does it mean? Imperialist means one who expand his company's rule or country's rule or state rule with the colonization or with the military war. Okay. He adopted one annexation policy. Okay. Very famous annexation policy. What was this annexation policy? In this annexation policy, suppose one ruler or king died without a male heir. Heir means H-E-I-R, not H-A-I-R. Heir means a successor, or simply you can say a varasdar. Okay. One ruler or king died without nominate a male heir. Then this ruler's property belonged to the East India Company, and they annexed all your state and joined into the East India Company, which is proved very wrong for the princely state. Okay. Jhansi faced this type of problem, Rani Lakshmibai, because he adopted son Gangadhar Rao. Okay. Because this is adopted by him, so Lakshmibai's property didn't belong to him and he had to forcefully joined into the East India Company. Okay. Beside being a reformist, Dalhousie also a reformist. Okay. Why? Because first he started railway line between Mumbai to Thane in 1853. Okay. Second one is wireless system started between India and England, and third one is public works department established by the Lord Dalhousie. Okay. First railway line, which is most important. Okay. And public works department. Okay. This imperialist policy adopted by most of the governor general leads to the insatisfaction among the Indian people. Okay. And this leads to the revolt of 1857. Some historian called as a first Indian independence struggle. Okay. What was the impact of British rule in India? First we will study economic impact of India, and then we see social impact of India. Okay. Economic impact of India. When we evaluate 100 years of British rule in India, then we found that a country with a significant position in the world became a country which produces raw material only and only for England. Okay. Second, Bengal. At that time, Bengal exported some important cotton clothes, raw silk, sugar, jute and muslin to the England, but due to the dual power policy, Bengal's fame had been faded. Okay. Third one is dual power policy. Okay. Or famously known as the Dvimukhi Shasan, in which power of collecting revenue was the responsibility for East India Company, and people welfare is in the hand with the Nawabs. Okay, once again, what is Dvimukhi Shasan or dual power policy? Power of collecting revenue was with East India Company, and people welfare is the responsibility of the Nawab. Okay. In other words, we can say this dual power policy is the East India Company got power without any responsibility, and Nawab got a responsibility without any power. Okay. They also imposed unfair collection system. Example, permanent collection system or permanent settlement. This was implemented by Governor General Lord Cornwallis. What is permanent settlement system? In which whatever you earn more or less, you have to pay some amount to the British East India Company. Let's say, suppose, take one example. If this year your income is 100 rupees, okay, so they fix some amount of revenue, let's say 150, okay, so your total income is 100, then you had to pay 150 rupees, and with the next year, okay, your income is 250, then you have to pay 150 rupees. Okay. In other sense, whatever your profit or loss, but you have to pay some fixed amount of revenue to the East India Company. This is called permanent system, which was imposed by Governor General Lord Cornwallis. Okay. They also imposed unfair tax collection on Indian cloth industry, or they signed one contract, or you can say treaty, with the Indian weavers that they had to complete the contract within some 2 or 3 years. Okay. And if they failed, then he had put in the jail or give some other revenue, or he had to pay some other revenue, okay, to the East India Company. So due sign this treaty, Indian artisan become poor and poorer. Okay. And last, they forced the weaver of Bengal, because at that time most of the weavers lived in Bengal. Okay. So that's why forced to weavers of Bengal. Okay. What is the other impact? Before East India Company came to India, Indian villages was self-reliant and prosperous, but after the British administration, or you can say rule of Britishers, the Indian villages become dependent and very poor. Okay. These all are the disadvantages of company rule in India, or under the economic impact of India. What are the benefits of company's rule? Okay. So we all know that first railway line started between Mumbai to Thane in 1853 by Lord Dalhousie. Okay. And steamer service between India and England was also started, and due to this steamer service, Mumbai, Madras and Kolkata become the great, or you can say major port in India. Okay. This is economic impact of company's rule in India. Second one is social impact of company rule in India. Okay. Due to the British administration, freedom of speech and newspapers, printing press developed. So Britisher gave Indian to the freedom of speech. Okay. Second one is, in this prevalent time, wrong customs, rituals, rites and other type of some rituals were prevalent in the ancient Indian society, like sati, female infanticide, child marriage, doodh piti, etc. Okay. So some reformers in India like Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Behramji Malbari, Keshav Chandra Sen, Ramakrishna Paramahans, Swami Vivekanand jointly or combinedly work with Governor General and remove this type of system. Okay. most important topic or social impact of company rule in India was English education. Okay, due to the company's rule, English education was developed under the Lord Macaulay's governorship. Okay, Lord Macaulay was governor at that time, and Charles Wood implement this or suggested that this type of English education was a key for every Indians. Okay, so English education developed. Okay, this is the social impact of India, economic impact of India, and last one, conclusion, that we knew that company rule nearly 347 years in India. Out of 100 years, their motive was purely for trading, and next 247 years their purpose was British administration. Okay, so conclusion में ये होता है कि ब्रिटिशर ने जो भी इंडिया में किया इंग्लैंड को ज़्यादा रिच बनाने के लिए, वो इनडायरेक्टली हमको ही बेनिफिट था. ओके, दिस इज़ द कंक्लूजन एंड दिस इज़ द एंड ऑफ आवर चैप्टर. ओके.